ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Oh, what's that? The Cowboys are still fighting? They've gone officially Hollywood with it. Was that Denzel Washington barking at Jerry Jones? I'm done with them. Let's talk quarterbacks.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is a Top 5 Tuesday. I hope you are enjoying your week as much as I am, as much as we are here at ESPN West Palm. It is August 12th. We are now 23 days out from the NFL season. Fans are excited. Folks are optimistic. And as always, C-Cat is on the other side of the glass, on the ones and the twos. A Ravens fan. You got a little pep in your step these days because of all the teams, there's a lot of contenders out there with drama, with issues, with hold-ins and holdouts. Those Ravens and my Chiefs, smooth selling so far in the offseason.
Exactly. Just another year. All right, what do we say? Your season begins in the AFC Championship game. My season as a Ravens fan begins in the AFC Divisional round.
That's the way we'd like it.
So, we've got a long way to go in terms of our team being in doubt.
Yeah. Let's see if the Cincinnati Bengals season actually starts like it's supposed to week 1, because it feels like they continuously wait until about week 3 to start playing football. But the preseason is underway. If you're watching us on YouTube at ESPN West Palm, you'll see some Bengals and Browns highlights from Madden actually playing. And we mentioned this yesterday. I do think one of my favorite bets of week 1 is going to be on the Browns, especially if Shedeur Sanders is starting, on the Browns to overcome the Bengals in week 1 in Cleveland, a team that has nothing to lose but everything to gain against a divisional rival, backs against the wall. Kevin Stefanski coaching not necessarily for his job, but more so for his reputation as he has that underwhelming Cleveland offense. I absolutely love that matchup for the Browns, and I still don't know if Trey Hendricks is coming to camp. Is he practicing yet?
What is it, the hold-in?
The hold-in move.
The lamest term in sports, the hold-in. We had a spin-off, a holdout, didn't we? How do you feel about the confidence of Shedeur Sanders now that Deshaun Watson is apparently running after that second Achilles injury he suffered during the offseason, where that quarterback room got a lot more crowded in Cleveland?
I am Deshaun Watson is going to be one of the more interesting stories to revisit 10 to 15 years down the line. I don't think he's ever taken another NFL snap. And that seems like an overstatement. It seems like I'm overreaching what I should be considered. Because how old is he? Is he 28? He's still a young dude. He's still a young dude. But my thing is, if you're going to be that young and you are potentially supposed to be in your prime, and you go to a quarterback whisperer like Kevin Stefanski, I know he had the mental issues and whatnot, but the way that dude's game has fallen off of a cliff.
He's going to turn 30 in September.
I
think he's going to definitely play another snap.
Where?
This contract will eventually expire. He will eventually get a lot cheaper, and teams will compromise maybe the organizational values they have in desperation for quarterback play.
He's not good.
If Joe Flacco can bring the Browns to the playoffs at the year that he did, Deshaun Watson will get a chance. He will be a backup quarterback somewhere, sometime, and eventually there will be a quarterback injury or a really bad starting quarterback that he's behind.
No, and here's the reason why I say he won't take another snap in the NFL. And today's not about Deshaun Watson, but it's about quarterbacks. Shedeur Sanders comes up, and Deshaun Watson news is interesting. He's not going to ever take another snap in the NFL because I believe over the next 2 years, the Browns will figure their quarterback situation out. I also believe that Deshaun Watson is not the kind of guy that teams are going to be willing to take a risk on reputationally, and potentially a risk on to bet on the upside of his talent, given what he actually has produced since he's come to the Cleveland Browns. There's nothing in his tape over the past 3 years that would tell you, oh, here's a guy that we want to bring into our locker room and bet on to be successful in the future.
Different position, different value, but he could get Ray Riced. Ray Rice was a lot better at playing the running back position when he was ousted from the league after his domestic abuse video went viral and it got released to the public. He was a lot better running back than Deshaun Watson is a quarterback right now. And Ray Rice never played a snap in the NFL again after that.
And he didn't. And again, it's a much less important position running back is.
A lot more, you could find somebody else. That's fine.
Yeah, it's so replaceable. It's so, I don't think the Ravens really who replaced him when Ray Rice. I forget who stepped in there. It's just such a replaceable position though that the same reason why I saw James Cook pulled up the Bills camp today. James Cook pulled up and he actually participated in drills. He's still holding out for his contract technically. He still is in negotiations with Buffalo, but I think he is starting to realize the same thing that I said when he first initially did this holdout. That position is much too replaceable. So, unless you are a superstar in that position, unless you're Christian McCaffrey, unless you're Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, you have to be top-notch. Bijan Robinson. You can't act as if, especially when you're in the backfield with Josh Allen, you have to realize what your actual value is and how replaceable that position is anyway. And I do think that James Cook is back practicing because he realizes I'm not going to skip out on these game checks over trying to get that next contract done. Ray Rice, similar situation. Deshaun Watson, the issue for him is he is not good. That's the reason why I think it's intriguing.
Not good right now. Maybe he can get good.
Well, how would he get better? I think Kevin Stefanski. Who's gonna fool themselves into believing? Oh, if Stefanski couldn't get it out of him, I can.
Desperation can be one hell of a motivator. And
there's so
watching there's not so many good quarterbacks.
There are.
And Deshaun Watson has proven that he can be a good quarterback. It's within him somewhere. And if they can recharge that, probably not in Cleveland, almost definitely not going to happen in Cleveland, but elsewhere when he is a lot more affordable for other franchises that are desperate to figure out the quarterback position, I think you are definitely in the wrong by closing the door of Deshaun Watson. You said never taking a snap in the NFL again?
Bro. Juice ain't worth the squeeze. Yeah, he's not. Never
if
again.
You're not paying him all that guaranteed money, you're not squeezing that hard.
You are, but the issue is the headlines that come along and attached with it. The issue is
he's still on the payroll of the Browns.
I know, but we've given up on that. You don't remember what happened when he first went there? Like the ridicule that organization went under for giving him that fully guaranteed contract, for bringing him in despite the allegations that were levied on him, the 25-plus sexual misconduct with massage therapists, issues that he had to do. That was bad PR for Cleveland, and they got nothing out of it. I can see if he had a good year, 2 or 3 good games. They got absolutely – he's been the worst starting quarterback in the league since he's moved to Cleveland. What would make you say – I would rather take on Anthony Richardson at this point.
Well, yes.
I'd take on a failed Daniel Jones. There's so many options as quarterbacks coming out of the draft these days. There's 6-year guys coming out of college.
For the same price,
polished.
For the same price, I think I would take Deshaun Watson over Daniel Jones right now.
Why?
Because I saw the ceiling of both quarterbacks, and clearly Deshaun Watson is a higher ceiling. Yes, the ceiling is a lot further in the rearview mirror for Deshaun Watson, and yes, he's morally bankrupt, and you're going to get a whole lot of backlash, but I feel like a lot of those critics from within your market will quiet down a little bit if you win games.
But I don't think people believe that he can anymore. I think that he's lost it. And he's coming off of he's losing his athleticism along with the fact that it seems like he has lost his ability to process. But again, I am no quarterback savant. You know who I want to ask about this? Later on today, we have former general manager of the Jets and VP of football for the Dolphins, Mike Tannenbaum, joining the show. We should ask him his opinion on not necessarily whether or not he would bring Watson in, but why the hell has Deshaun Watson been so damn bad? And is that something that a GM or a coach would fool themselves into believing they can actually reclaim?
Yeah. Outside of the off-the-field horrors and the paycheck he's getting, why has he taken such a considerable step back? Because at the time, when the trade was made, when Deshaun went to the Cleveland Browns, he was a top 5 quarterback, inarguably.
Yeah. He was the guy we thought we were going to see year after year playing against Patrick Mahomes.
He had a 3-touchdown lead over Mahomes in a playoff game.
He was the first quarterback who was supposed to be the Mahomes rival.
It was the how could you pass by Deshaun Watson and
Patrick Mahomes
for
draft.
Mitch Trubisky.
Same draft. Deshaun Watson was the original Michael Jordan of football until Mahomes has taken over that crown. Now, I'm just saying, I don't think anybody's going to fool themselves into thinking they can get that back. He's going to be 31 years old, 32 years old by the time another team can get their hands on him. And I'm not sure also that he's proven himself to be a great locker room guy or a leader. I don't know that to be certain, but at the very least, I know that the Q rating for Deshaun Watson not high. The Q rating for some quarterbacks right now probably a little bit too high for my own taste. It is a top 5 Tuesday, and generally speaking, on top 5 Tuesdays, I make more unique top 5 lists. I'm not like Stephen A. Smith on First Take doing Stephen A.'s list, and it's like top 5 coaches to get fired, or I try to get more unique. But you said don't convolute this thing. I wanted to do top 5 quarterbacks that get too much credit, quarterbacks who get an overwhelming amount of credit in comparison to what I actually believe they deliver on the field. You said just go with overrated.
Listen, we're running the damn ball.
Yeah.
Getting down to brass tacks.
Yeah.
We're not mincing words. It might be a cliche, but it is a cliche that is well-deserved for this radio segment because there are a lot of quarterbacks out there that are rated higher than they actually are, and they know that.
So today we are going to do a top 5 quarterbacks who are overrated, and much of this is going to be based off of the newly minted addition to Mike Sando's quarterback tiers. If you don't know who Mike Sando is, he's a writer for The Athletic. Every year he does quarterback tiers where he surveys 50 scouts, I believe, or executives and coaches in the NFL, and he compiles a list that he tiers out based on their voting. And one thing for you, C-Cat, I'll give you a little. You should be happy to hear this.
What?
Lamar Jackson, for the first time ever, is a tier 1 quarterback.
Nice.
Lamar Jackson. Little odd that a guy that's won multiple MVPs, been to an AFC championship game, just now getting his flowers, should have won an MVP last year as well. But Lamar Jackson is finally breaking through to executives and coaches. Your guy is a tier 1 quarterback.
Way to go.
Yeah. So that's what this list is based off of. Without further ado, C-Cat, a top 5 Tuesday.
Top 5, no debating. Top 5.
Most overrated quarterbacks right now in the NFL as we approach the 2025 season. We are 23 days out. Not only are we 23 days out, we are in the talking season, the optimistic season. Everybody's excited about what they might have in their quarterback room, including, for some odd reason, the Colts.
Number 5.
Anthony Richardson, I believe, is extremely overrated. And it's weird for me to say that when the Colts have proven to us with the amount of money they spent on Daniel Jones this offseason that they're not so sure about him. When the Colts also have shown us that the trepidation last year has borne out to actually be realistic. But I ask you this question, C-Cat. When has he ever actually been good at football? Like, I know he looks extremely great in shorts. Hell of a deep ball he can throw. The dude is chiseled. He jumps higher than any quarterback has ever done in an NFL draft combine. He's probably got the biggest arm in the history of the league. I mean, maybe sans Jamarcus Russell, but when has he been good at football?
When is jumping required from a quarterback?
I don't know. Maybe like when you're on the goal line, you want to jump over, leap
there
over.
we go. Okay, you know what? I didn't have an answer to that question. You gave it to me.
Yeah.
Right,
or if you're like Tim Tebow. Remember he invented the jump pass?
Was elevation
really
necessary for that?
I think it was just like a little...
No, you're absolutely right with Anthony Richardson, where we both were kind of on the same board, where last season Anthony Richardson had a chance
that was his last
to prove everybody that he can reach the potential that he looked at when it came to the draft combine and how high he got drafted. And all of that went out the window after we saw who Anthony Richardson was last year, getting his job taken by Joe Flacco.
I don't understand what's left to be proven. I don't understand what we need to see. He was terrible in the preseason game. He obviously allowed that free blitzer to nail him and knock him out again. He's injury prone. I want Anthony Richardson to be good. And he's mostly his value is inflated because he was drafted in the top 5. and because he plays for Shane Steichen, and we know what Shane Steichen did for Jalen Hurts. But I think we should all just be realistic with ourselves and ask ourselves, at the University of Florida, was he good? Absolutely not. In high school, was he good? Go run the numbers. They are actually miserable. I am not sure what it is about Anthony Richardson and his PR team that continues to keep bringing us back, but his PR team is doing a hell of a job. They need a raise. He is the 5th most overrated quarterback in the NFL right now, and he would be higher, except for the fact that he's in a quarterback battle with Daniel Jones. So I'm like, maybe he's properly rated. Maybe quarterback battle with Daniel Jones, and you're a top 5 pick. Ugh.
Number 4.
Number 4 is where I think I'm going to get some pushback from UC Cat and many of people. Aaron Rodgers. At this stage in Aaron Rodgers' career, and I understand he's a future Hall of Famer, he's first ballot, he's won a Super Bowl, even though that was a decade plus ago. At this stage in his career, why the hell do teams keep on banking their win now futures on him? What is it that he's shown? I've seen the training camp clips, C-Cat. He can't move. He still can't move.
Yeah, it kind of looks like another quarterback who was in that uniform at the tail end of his career.
Yes.
Where Big Ben would make a mockery of the drills, mobility in the pocket, where he would just slap down the pads instead of evade them.
I'm concerned for Rodgers' health this season. Not to say that he's not healthy right now, but his inability to move is going to be a problem. And I remember seeing Myles Garrett talk to Shedeur Sanders on the sideline during their preseason game. There was a little, they were mic'd up, and Shedeur was joking with Myles Garrett, like, yo, I want to feel one of those swipes you be doing, man. I want to see what that's like. Like, hit me with one of those in practice. And Garrett's like, man, I don't want to hurt you, young buck. I don't want to hurt you. If Shedeur should be afraid of taking a swipe from Myles Garrett, then what the hell should Aaron Rodgers do?
Turn to dust.
I don't think I am legitimately concerned with his own health and safety, because I do not think he will survive an NFL season. If he's really trying to drop back and play quarterback, he's not going to survive. He gets hit a few times by guys like me. He's got to play the Browns twice now. But then on top of that, I do think that his dink and dunk style and his inability or unwillingness to push the ball down the field because he's afraid to get hit is also why he's overrated right now. You want to know the last time he threw a touchdown pass in a playoff game?
When was that?
2021. He has not thrown a touchdown pass in a playoff game since 2021. He has not been good since that year as well. Remember his last year with the Packers, he let the Lions bounce him at home to keep him from the playoffs. With the Jets, he's either been injured or insufficient. Surrounded by a great cast, and now the Steelers think they're going to get something out of him. Aaron Rodgers is vastly overrated.
What's the worst quarterback you would take to just play this season over Aaron Rodgers?
I'd take Bo Nix. Like, I could go down the list, but I would take Bo Nix. I would take, and this ain't saying much, C.J. Stroud. I would take Cam Ward is a better quarterback than him right now.
Would you take Bryce Young right now to win this year?
No.
Number 3.
I appreciate your honesty.
Speaking of small quarterbacks, Kyler Murray's overrated, bruh. He's overpaid and he's overrated. And I have no disdain for this dude. I saw, again, this all comes off. I saw a terrible interception he threw in that preseason game that the Cardinals had. Marvin Harrison Jr. he was presented to us to be a once-in-a-generation prospect. His rookie season was a bit of a dull blur, but he still had 8 touchdowns. He was good. He had flashes here and there.
And those dynasty football leagues, it was Marvin Harrison all the way. You are set until you retire.
They thought he was manna from heaven, Marvin Harrison Jr. And I do think that Kyler Murray might be holding him back a bit. And I think the reason why Kyler is overrated, and I saw here in Sando's tiers list, they have Kyler Murray ranked as the 15th best quarterback in the league. They got him over Tua. Are we sure? And this is not I am not a Tua Tagovailoa guy. Are we sure that Kyler, like, what has Kyler shown you or done for you that makes you put him over Tua? Tua's been more productive. They both have had some health concerns. They're both small. It can't be a stylistic thing. Is it just the fun scramble plays he makes here and there?
Yeah, putting him over Geno Smith, I also think is egregious.
Over Geno Smith, over Tua, over Bo Nix. I just don't. I'm waiting for Kyler Murray to prove it to me. Outside of just being a fun fantasy football player, like you said, And outside of those fun, like I remember the play against the Raiders was tantalizing
the 2-point
as well.
conversion where the play lasts like 23 seconds.
And it's like, yeah, sure. But if I'm going to get that once a season and I'm going to get errant throws, not being able to see over the middle, scampering around too much to where now you're causing unnecessary sacks.
Questions about his complete organizational buy-in. We remember the video game story.
Yeah.
We remember that it was contractually obligated to study film in his contract.
That's embarrassing. That's absolutely embarrassing.
And I do think the reason why Kyler Murray is rated higher than you truly think he should be is because of the contract he has and organizational buy-in from the Cardinals to him. They didn't draft a quarterback this year, did they?
No.
Even though they moved off of Josh Rosen as quickly as they did
For Murray, by the way.
for Kyler Murray, there have not been questions of whether or not this is a make it or break it year for Kyler Murray as a Cardinal.
He should be more under the spotlight as a quarterback who should be on the quote-unquote hot seat.
And he also plays in Arizona.
So
Like that's not or no. I was saying like
yeah, it is kind of.
Arizona Cardinals are not under scrutiny from a national viewing audience as much as a big market would be. If Kyler Murray was doing what he was doing in Pittsburgh, I feel like we would take more notice.
He needs to be under the gun. I need to see something from him this year. I'm almost all the way out. A quarterback that I believe I am out on, and this is going to give me some heat. Again, we're doing top 5 quarterbacks that are overrated. Top 5 overrated quarterbacks on the Top 5 Tuesday.
Number 2.
Justin Herbert. He's the 7th ranked quarterback on Sando's list. Again, Sando from The Athletic, he gathers data from 50 coaches and executives in the NFL and says who are the best QBs. They have Justin Herbert as a tier 2 quarterback, the 7th best quarterback in the NFL. You want me to list off the other tier 2 guys? Sure. Why not? Right above him is Jaden Daniels. I think that is correct. Below him is Jared Goff. Oh, Goff, the dude who's been to a Super Bowl and a couple NFC Championship games, that guy? Okay. CJ Stroud. Stroud, who went head-to-head against Herbert and outplayed him and beat him. And also, by the way, CJ Stroud, who has won 2 playoff games. Herbert is 0-2 in the postseason. Jalen Hurts is behind Justin Herbert. I mean, you can call Jalen Hurts overrated as much as you want to. The dude has finished second in the MVP race. He has made it to 2 Super Bowls, played extremely well in both of them, and won one of them. By the way, both Super Bowls against Patrick Mahomes. We give one guy a lot of credit for getting one win against Mahomes in the playoffs. Well, this guy got one, and it seems like we're still undermining his excellence. I don't know if I even like Justin Herbert over Baker Mayfield right now. If it's a big game, who do you want? Who do you want under center? Big game,
Baker.
Season on the line. I want Baker Mayfield.
Different list. Baker should be up that list for underrated, but yeah, Herbert at 7 is pretty tough.
It's really high.
The specs are there. It's like the better version of how Anthony Richardson believes to have all the potential in the world, but we're waiting to see it realized. And Herbert's been in the league for, is it going to year 5 now?
I think it's year 5 years. I don't know what year it is.
He was in the 2020 COVID draft.
Yeah, he was a Jordan Love, all of them. And I think, again, they have him over Jordan Love. I take Jordan Love over him as well. Justin Herbert has not proven it to me in games that matter. I've seen him get bounced in a regular season game that stopped him from making the playoffs, and twice in the postseason, he's lost to quarterbacks who are under him on this list. And I don't want to hear about the talent on his team versus the talent on their teams because he was playing with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler at one point.
But he's not the most overrated quarterback in the NFL, is he?
No. Top 5 overrated quarterbacks in the league.
Number 1.
Joe Burrow. Joseph A. Burrow. Yeah, and here's the thing. I keep on getting criticized as if I'm some kind of Bengals and Joe Burrow hater. I have nothing against these guys, but I have something against the people that continue to prop them up despite Joe Burrow not actually having the resume to prove it. Joe Burrow on Mike Sando's list is tied with Patrick Mahomes as the top quarterbacks in the league. They're saying that the NFL right now is 2 guys at the top, Mahomes and Burrow, tied, even. Those 2, same playing field.
Brady and Manning. Peyton, that is.
Yeah. Well. What happened when the other one got on the field with Brady? Different story. But no, Burrow and here's Burrow and Mahomes. Here's this one stat I want you to take home with you. Share this to your friends. Next time somebody tries to act as if Joe Burrow is in the same stratosphere as Patrick Mahomes. Burrow has made the playoffs as a starting quarterback, made the playoffs the same amount of times as Mahomes has missed the Super Bowl. I don't think that, like, he has made the post, not won a game in it, not made a run. He has made the postseason twice. Patrick Mahomes has missed playing on the last date of the NFL calendar twice. He's done it with a bad defense. He's done it with an average defense. He's done it with an elite defense. He's done it with a number 1 wide receiver. He's done it with no wide receivers. He's done it on the road. Remember a couple years ago, at Baltimore, at Buffalo. What was the first one they went on the road to? Oh, I think that was at home against the
Texans?
Yeah, Texans. They were at home against the Texans. At Baltimore, at Buffalo, beating the Eagles in the Super Bowl. This is the Chiefs. For some odd reason, maybe it's because it's starting to get boring, and Mahomes himself as well. For some odd reason, they continue to get undermined. But the fact that Burrow was a unanimous Tier 1 quarterback and tied with Patrick Mahomes on this list, despite missing the playoffs back-to-back year, despite playing with 2 number 1 receivers for the entirety of his prime so far, I can't for the life of me understand it. He's ranked above Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. That's criminal. I'm starting to think these coaches and executives in the NFL are fools. And there it is. That's my Top 5 Tuesday. Top 5 overrated quarterbacks in the NFL.
So, like, Joe Burrow is closer to Jeremy Lin than Kawhi Leonard. That's what I'm getting at right now. He had that one strike of lightning, beat Mahomes in the big spot, had that Linsanity run, but he is not a playoff killer like Kawhi Leonard was in his prime.
I saw Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl, and I saw him come up absolutely short. I saw him come up limp. I saw him not really perform. You know, I saw Jalen Hurts in 2 Super Bowls, and he looked unstoppable. The dude was absolutely and again, different supporting cast. But don't talk to me about how Jalen Hurts is propped up by his supporting cast when I got to look at a guy in Joe Burrow who can't get by unless both of his receivers are getting paid $35 or how much is it? $41 million for Jamar Chase, right? Am I tripping?
Yeah, and like
and 30-something for T. Higgins.
And the receiver, like the Bengals not being completely healthy at the beginning of last season. Listen, it was T. Higgins. Their second wide receiver. He's a great player. Who's getting paid like a great player. But come on now. You should be able to beat the Patriots that way. And that was one example, but that's the reason they were in the playoffs last year. Bengals. And putting Burrow at the same level, it's interchangeable. Like, if you flipped a coin, you'd be happy with either one you got between Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow to start the season this year. That's what they're telling you right now.
That is what they're saying.
It doesn't matter.
Remember when Burrow went down and Jake Browning popped in and the Bengals did not miss a step? They didn't miss a step. Look, he better be glad. He better thank his Lord and Savior every day that Sam Hubbard ran that ball 98 yards the other way for a touchdown.
Talking about the 2022 playoffs?
He better thank his Lord and Savior every day that Bengals defense stopped Patrick Mahomes in overtime when he had a chance to go win that game. He better be what they say, Hail Marys in the Catholic Church. He better be saying his Hail Marys or whatever the hell they do when he thinks about the fact that Ryan Tannehill gave his defense the ball not once, not twice, but 3 times and a pick 6 in that playoff game in his the AFC wild card back then.
If you really want to dig deep, he's blessing in disguise that he got hurt year 1. If he does not get hurt year 1, he does not get Jamar Chase.
You're right.
If there's no Jamar Chase in the Bengals, are we looking at Joe Burrow in the top tier of the NFL quarterbacks?
If there's no Jamar Chase on the Bengals, Joe Burrow might be more Trevor Lawrence. And that's no slight to Trevor Lawrence, and just saying. We're going to see, watch what T-Law is this year now that he's got the 2 number 1s like Burrow has had for all of his prime. Maybe we can get some insight from our guy, Mike Tannenbaum, former GM of the Jets. He joins us on the other side.
A little teaser, how next segment's going to go. Yesterday, on ESPN, Mike Tannenbaum said, Joe Burrow is the best thrower of the football in the NFL.
Is Anthony Richardson number 2? He throws that thing. It's a pretty deep ball as well. Theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, it's Tina. Okay, let's be real. When you need tires or a battery, you want someone you can actually trust, right? That's why I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been keeping South Florida moving for over 50 years, and they're still family-owned. They've got all the big tire brands, plus batteries for pretty much everything. Their best price out the door guarantee means you know you're getting the best deal. So next time your car needs something, don't stress. Just go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. Trust me, they've got you covered.
It's a Twin Peaks Tuesday. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge for eats, drinks, and scenic views. This is ESPN 106.3.
Experience the power and prestige of the new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. Now available for lease at just $15.29 a month for 36 months. With $89.95 due at signing, you'll be behind the wheel of true luxury and performance. But hurry, offers like this don't last forever. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and drive the future of sophistication. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Incoming on a Top 5 Tuesday, we've got on the Baptist Health Hotline joining us, the man, the myth. We're talking about our guy, Mike Tannenbaum, former GM of the Jets, ESPN NFL Insider. He joins us on the Baptist Health Hotline, and I remind you, are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting BaptistHealth.net/ortho. Mike Tannenbaum joining us here as we talk NFL quarterbacks, as we talk about transactions around the NFL 23 days out from the kickoff. Mike T, appreciate you pulling up and joining us on the Baptist Health Hotline. And I want to tell you, man, we just got done yesterday talking with Ricky Williams, former running back for the Dolphins, but infamously the number 5 overall pick by the New Orleans Saints. Do you remember where you were when Mike Ditka and the Saints made that like incredible draft day trade, trading away all of their war chest for a running back out of Texas? Like, where were you at that point?
I was with the Jets in their front office, and I was as stunned as anybody else.
Is that like, because I know the running back position was important back then. I wasn't as in tune with like value and transactions at that point in my football watching career, but like, what were y'all saying to each other when y'all saw that go down the wire? Like, it was an incredible haul for a running back, and he wasn't even the first running back coming off the board.
Yeah, and that was just a situation, Theo, where you had a head coach thinking they were literally one player away from going to the Super Bowl, and he literally put all his chips in the middle of the table.
It's crazy, man. Like, those are one of those, I'm sure it's one of those kind of calls where it's like as soon as they heard it, they were like, yeah, of course. Hey, look, how can we get this to the commissioner ASAP? We need to make sure that you don't change your mind. Mike Tannenbaum joining us here on ESPN 106.3 on a Tuesday. Mike T., CCAT told me before the break about an interaction you had with Dan Orlovsky on, what was this, on Get Up? On Get Up. And it was surrounding Joe Burrow. CCAT's going to play the clip, and it ties in with what we were talking about with top 5 overrated quarterbacks.
Flawless. There's no one better in the league right now throwing the football than Joe Burrow. Just absolutely flawless. And I know starters, backups, all that. The ball went exactly where it should on a consistent basis. I heard him say he thinks he's throwing it better right now than he has in years. He threw for like 10,000 yards last season. So that would be somewhat scary for the rest of the conference.
All right, so you saying yeah to CCAT is he's saying you're confirming what Dan Orlovsky is saying there. Do you believe Joe Burrow is the best thrower of the football in the NFL?
Yeah, he might be. He is one of the top 2 or 3, if not the best. And the way he's playing the position right now, he is in that conversation with Mahomes and Lamar and Josh to be the best player in the NFL.
I saw Mike Sando put out his piece, the NFL tiers, interviewing, or I guess taking the votes from NFL coaches and executives. And this has Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow tied, like on a level playing field as quarterbacks. Do you believe that that's how GMs feel about it, that those guys are not a dime a dozen, but those guys are like
interchangeable?
Interchangeable, yeah.
Yeah, look, it's close. I would give Mahomes certainly the benefit of the doubt, the slight edge because of the athleticism, but it's probably closer than people think. That's how good Burrow is. Look, Burrow beat him, got him to the Super Bowl, had him beat last year, a 4th down PI call was the difference in that game. So, yeah, they've stood toe-to-toe before.
I don't understand why the Bengals keep spending so much money on wide receiver. Like, you look at Josh Allen, you look at Lamar Jackson, you look at Patrick Mahomes, the guys he's in the same conversation with, those teams feel like they can spend money elsewhere to help the team out, whereas the Bengals are treating Joe Burrow like he's Tua.
Yeah, well, look, I think what they're saying is let's make a good position better, and they're going to obviously struggle on defense again, guys, but it's one of those things where if you have a great player, you got great receivers, let's keep the band together.
Mike T, who do you think is having the best offseason / preseason at this point so far as we gear up? We're 23 days out from kickoff. People are trying to get angles on like, oh, who should I be higher on than the public? Who should I be drafting in my fantasy football leagues and whatnot? Like, what team do you think is putting the pieces together in a way that's not getting enough attention?
Yeah, I think it's Kansas City with Josh Simmons. Last year, guys, they put Joe Thuney, a left guard, out there. They got Rashee Rice. After his suspension, hopefully Hollywood Brown's back soon, and they got Xavier Worthy, the last year first-round pick. I think they're going to be even better than they were last year, and last year they won 15 games.
Right, and that's it. It's hard to get better than that, but I guess you could also try and win the final game of the season. Josh Simmons, by the way, is the left tackle, the 32nd overall pick out of Ohio State. He had like injury concerns or something, right? Is that why he fell? I hear that from the experts at least.
Yeah, he was hurt. If he wasn't, he would have been a top 10 pick.
That is incredible. The Chiefs shoring up that offensive line, which has been the issue for both of their Super Bowl losses. Mike Tannenbaum joining us here on Theoretically Speaking, CCAT and myself on a Top 5 Tuesday. Mike T, which quarterback do you think actually might be the most overrated right now, or at least gets an overwhelming amount of credit despite what they actually mean to their team production-wise?
I think Dak Prescott, given his salary, I like Dak, but it's time for him to step up and lead his team to some playoff wins. So I like Dak. I wish I could love him, but right now, his production doesn't match his salary.
Don't you think Pickens is going to kind of help with that? Because this is like probably the best tandem he's played with.
That's right. Yep. He has an opportunity. Look, defensively without Parsons, they won't be very good. But, absolutely. On paper, this should be a good Dallas Cowboy offense.
Yeah, and staying within that division, who's the best quarterback in the NFC East right now? Because I think you ask 10 people, and you might get 3 different answers.
Yeah, I would go with Jaden Daniels. I love Jalen Hurts, but I think Jaden Daniels has a chance to be a real superstar in our league based on how well he played last year.
Jackson Dart would like to have a word with both of you. All right.
Hey, lower the shoulder. Do you like your quarterback taking hits they don't need to in the preseason, even if it's one of the younger guys trying to show, earn some stripes, or no?
I don't. There's a time and a place to do it. I don't like it.
He's like, absolutely not. He's all. Yeah,
so when is the place to do it? Is it just the regular season, or is it in the playoffs? Yeah.
It's on a third down. It's on a consequential play that really matters.
That's what I'm saying, man. You can't be doing all that. You injured. That's how we lost Cam Newton, lowering that shoulder, man. That's
exactly
how.
Right.
Yeah. That is, Mike T. We'll let you get out of here. We appreciate you pulling up. Always good chopping it up with you, talking some football, and we'll tap in with you next week.
All right. Thanks so much, guys.
That is Mike Tannenbaum. His presentations on Theoretically Speaking, always brought to you by Eisner Amper.
His presentations?
Yeah, it was a presentation. He presented himself.
Maybe like his presence.
His presence. Well, here's what happened.
Whenever Mike Tannenbaum joins, it is a present for all of us and our listeners.
We didn't even get a Mike Tannenbaum out of him, though. Well, the Dak Prescott stuff, maybe, and being the most overrated. I think at this point in Dak's career, he's not overrated. He's kind of properly rated.
Yeah, I think we know what we have with Dak Prescott. Yeah. Maybe this is because he's been there for a while now. Like, remember how Amari Cooper transformed the Cowboys offense when he was acquired by Dallas?
Yeah.
Like, we've had a lot of life cycles of cast members around Dak Prescott in Dallas, and maybe this is another second life where Dak is again going to be in the MVP race if George Pickens is a catalyst.
He's consistent. Dak is.
Yeah, if he stays in the field.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know he's had his injury, like the hamstring last year, and then there was the time he tore his knee.
Yeah, it's tough because these guys' paychecks follow them around. Yeah. So you look at people differently based on how they're paid. When you make record money and that contract is in on that big of a spotlight like Dallas and signed during the week 1 Sunday in the morning, we are going to expect great things out of you. And if you deliver anything but, you will be scrutinized.
I don't think that you're right. They pay that dude getting paid $60 a year.
Yeah,
his cap hit I think next year is bordering around 80. It is actually
insane. Baked in the responsibility of being the face of the most valuable team in sports, in American sports?
What do you mean?
Like being a Dallas Cowboy, you deserve more money. Being a Dallas Cowboy quarterback, it's still a salary cap.
Yeah,
but being the mouthpiece of that team. Do you think that matters in terms of factoring in making him the highest paid?
No, I don't think it matters because being the mouthpiece for that team earns you post-career opportunities.
So it's almost like he's
getting both.
Right. They almost get paid less because there'll be more dividends at the end of the road.
I think you should probably, if you're on, if I'm Jerry Jones, and again, he's a terrible negotiator, clearly, but if I was in his negotiating chair, that is what I would be telling players. Is actually you having this star on your helmet and playing for this team is value in it of itself.
You're lucky we're having this conversation, pal.
Yeah. And, yeah, you can get going, and I will make a star out of Cooper Rush. There's a reason why Cooper, the fact that I can say Cooper Rush and not have to give too much context to it should tell you everything you need to know about the quarterback position for the Cowboys. It is somewhat of a privilege.
Baltimore Raven, Cooper Rush now.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Jared Jones showed him to the door. Cooper wanted better QB2 money.
Who did the because Trey Lance is with the Chargers. Who's the Cowboys? Oh, Joe Milton.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Joe Milton as a Dallas Cowboy quarterback. Oh, that is the proper amount of pressure behind Dak Prescott because he's the perfect quarterback to steal that fan base and the nation by a storm. Not even with anything in game, just one practice throw.
Well, and he got traded. It was during the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational where we were onside in Boca Raton, and that was a pretty big story because it was kind of a chess piece move by the Cowboys thinking this is when was this? Yeah, it was a weird thing because it was after Dak Prescott got paid, of course.
It was. Yeah, no. It was in this it was like April
it was the insurance policy that was kind of shockingly cashed in on.
And I absolutely love the play because he's one of those toolsy guys where it's like if you feel like you have a quarterback guru in that locker room, you try and get the most out of him because you can't teach being able to throw the ball 90 yards from your knees. Like,
what % of fantasy football league owners should own Joe Milton?
0.
I love how they still put Tom Brady as a draftable player.
He's available.
My favorite move is if I'm in a championship game and there are players on my team in fantasy football that I will not start that week and won't want to retain the next year, is picking up random dudes.
Yes.
Got Trace McSorley on my roster time and time again.
You want to give him a ring.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give him the Juwan Howard ring.
He deserves it.
He does. If you are in your fantasy football draft and it's getting near the end of it and you just want to pick somebody for the hell of it, you're like, man, I really like this guy. This guy went to college at the same time as me. Maybe you hate somebody and you want to draft them just so you can cut them week 1. I advise you do your fantasy football draft at Duffy's Sports Grill.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantasy football draft season. It's happening right now, and a great fantasy football season starts with a great fantasy football draft party. Have your draft party at Duffy's. Nobody does fantasy football like Duffy Sports Grill. They have private party space available for you and your friends to hold your draft. I don't care if it's an auction draft, if it's a snake draft where you're actually picking, however y'all want to kick it. How about y'all kick it with some award-winning burgers and wings, 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Some of these drafts take hours upon hours upon hours, depending on how many minutes you put on the clock. And so if you want to be in a place where you're not racking up too high of a bill.
And a place with free Wi-Fi, too.
Free Wi-Fi.
They've got that at Duffy's.
Free Wi-Fi, 80 or more televisions. So if you're doing it during the preseason, you can watch some games. You might be in the middle of making a pick, and then you look up, you're like, oh, is that Travion Henderson? 100 yards to the house? Oh, he's my guy. You're not going to get that at your local bar. Do it at a Duffy's. They got 80 or more televisions. All of the action will be on. Book your draft party right now. Duffy'sMVP.com. That's Duffy'sMVP.com. Duffy's Sports Grill. Eat, drink, draft. C-Cat, we have a score to settle here on Theoretically Speaking. I didn't think I would be in the midst of a beef. We got ourselves a score to settle. And this is a score between National and our friends right here at ESPN West Palm.
It's an underdog story. You're talking about people that are broadcasted across the entire world versus your local radio station.
I got to figure out what side I'm going to take. It's tough for me.
Thankfully, we will have a party present and accounted for, making a special guest appearance at 3 o'clock, and you will not want to miss the fireworks unfold.
If you're an unsportsmanlike fan, you're going to want to stick around. Also, if you like to get around, you're going to want to stick around because that's coming up. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's the Top 5 Tuesday. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So, when it comes to how you move, do you choose to see a doctor or go to the #1 orthopedic specialist in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment? Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. Locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Elevate your drive with the new 2026 Range Rover Velar P250S, where sleek design meets powerful performance. Lease it today for just $749 a month for 36 months, with $6,995 due at signing. This is your chance to command the road in signature Range Rover style. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and make sophistication yours. Land Rover, above and beyond.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Hey, sometimes a joke, especially an inside joke, can get you in severe trouble. I don't know if you've seen what's going on with the Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer and the sports gambling thing, but I'd love to get into it at some point today.
We're gonna do it this segment.
Oh, perfecto. Mm-hmm. Can't wait. Well, before we get into that, because that's straight heat, I want to talk about how you can actually beat the heat. The summer is not over, as you can tell as you continue to walk outside. That sun is not going anywhere, but neither is EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing, right? They've been servicing this area since 2006. They treat you right, and I know that because I'm a Gold Plan member myself. right? What's the goal plan, Theo? I'm glad you asked. First of all, you can look it up yourself on EDSisyes.com. But it just gives you that relationship with EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. You get 2 visits every year to make sure your AC is running at peak performance. That's preventative care as well as repairs, plus a percentage off of repairs through the year. EDS is also now offering 0% interest financing for 60 months to qualified customers. It could be you, and there's only one way to find out. EDSisyes.com. Is there a room in your house right now that is a little hotter than others? Maybe you're having trouble getting the hot water on in general with your plumbing. EDS is yes. They can help you with both. They've got AC and plumbing experts. They make sure your air and water are running properly. EDS is yes. Visit EDSisyes.com today. Let's do it.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Round and round. Check go. I get around.
Stay bound, get around. Let's get to the first stop.
Next stop, we are in Norman, Oklahoma. As you alluded to, Theo, Oklahoma quarterback of the past, John Mateer, is in trouble because screenshots of his Venmo account, of course, that's one of the apps on your phone that you can use to send to people, friends,
send money,
family, neighbors, you send cash.
Yeah.
Well, you can put descriptions of those transactions, and it's public for the world to see if you choose so. John Mateer, former Oklahoma quarterback, did just that while he was a freshman in college back in 2018. And what were the descriptions of those transactions?
So stupid.
To a teammate of his, sports gambling. Well, John Mateer has heard the allegations that he was gambling on college football. One of the descriptions was UCLA versus USC or something like that.
It says sports gambling and it's quotations UCLA versus USC.
Yeah. So one would venture to guess that that was a debt he was paying for a lost bet, or maybe a bet he was trying to have somebody else place for him.
Right.
John Mateer has spoken out 45 minutes ago on his Twitter account. The allegations that I once participated in sports gambling are false. My previous Venmo descriptions did not accurately portray the transactions in question, but were instead inside jokes between me and my friends. I've never bet on sports. I understand the seriousness of the matter, but recognize that, taken out of context, those Venmo descriptions suggest otherwise.
Yeah.
I can assure everybody and the NCAA that I have not engaged in any sports gambling. Do you buy it? Is John Mateer in an inside joke gone wrong out of context?
I don't buy that he's never participated in sports gambling. I do buy that this is not evidence of it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can't vouch for the man. I don't know what he's doing really on a day-to-day basis or what he used to do, but I do know that Venmo, like I would say 63% of Venmo transactions, the descriptions are jokes. It oftentimes people are because they know it's public knowledge, they know it's on a public feed, and these descriptions don't even look real. Like one of the transactions he made on November 20th of 2022, it just says sports gambling. It's like the next one, it says sports gambling, parentheses, UCLA versus USC. And the next one from his buddy, Richard Ralston or whatever, sent it to John. It says ultra sports gambling, FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, it's tough because sometimes irony can get you in trouble.
Yeah.
And this seems to be that case.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel bad for him if it is the case that this is just an inside joke gone wrong.
It is.
Have you ever been in one of those spots before where, okay, you just jump in this conversation and without the correct context given, it looks really bad?
It happens all the time. And the issue is also, you got to remember, when you are joking, you're putting, like, everything that you do, especially when you're joking publicly, like, you're putting that stuff out there, and you're giving yourself a chance to be, you're making yourself a little vulnerable. So I don't think this is some kind of crazy, like, lesson learned. They're not going to find anything from this, but I think it's just silly, it's funny, and it's a reminder that when next time you send your buddy $50 and say strippers, even though it was for, like, y'all win half on a couple bottles, somebody out there thinks y'all bought strippers, and some cheap ones at that.
Next stop,
$50.
That's. I mean, maybe, but here's the thing. Maybe it's like 5 guys putting in on.
True.
Yeah, it's like
5 guys can pull together some money. Well, let's go to the NASCAR track where NASCAR driver Connor Zilisch won a race. He's in victory lane.
Talking about.
And you know how hard it is to get out of a NASCAR because they're in those safety harnesses. It doesn't have a door. It's not your regular sedan.
Yeah, slither.
You got to pull yourself out and be a little bit flexible in doing so. Well, this 19-year-old NASCAR driver, Connor Zilich, didn't go as planned. As he climbs up, stumbles, and hits his head.
On the track.
At victory lane, and he didn't get up.
Oh, he got like concussed?
He got a broken collarbone.
Whoa!
After winning a NASCAR race, he slips, falls, head first, and breaks a collarbone after winning a NASCAR race.
It kind of reminds me of who was the defensive lineman that like got a sack? I think it was Wilkerson for the Jets. Leaps for joy and lands and rips his Achilles.
They try to do the Cristiano Ronaldo C celebration.
Yeah.
Or SUI? S-U-I.
Whatever.
S-I-U, I believe, is the celebration. And it takes a lot of strength to do that and land on your ligaments without tearing something.
Yeah.
People get hurt doing that.
Especially if you're a big fella. And I've seen multiple defensive or offensive linemen celebrate into an injury that takes them out for the year. And I'm all about celebrating. I'm all about showboating. You know me. I love the braggadocio that goes along with sports. If you injure yourself in doing so, it looks a little foolish. But he wasn't trying to celebrate. He was just trying to get out.
Yeah. Well, he was trying to get out. He stood up on the car to celebrate, and then he slipped and fell. Well, our final destination, the Get Around, brings us to across the pond in London. Because a Florida football team, St. Thomas Aquinas, don't they win like championships every year?
Yeah.
Aren't they really good?
It's like that.
They are flying across the world. They're going to play in London. This is a high school football team.
Yeah.
Is going to play in London on October 18th. I think this is stupid, Theo. I think this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. A high school football team flying across the world to play football. Those kids don't want to go across the world.
Why would they not want to go?
Those kids would rather go to Universal Studios than how much money it's going to cost to fly an entire high school football team. I know what St. Thomas Aquinas has got it.
Yeah, they got it.
But it's kind of ridiculous to use funds for that. Am I crazy?
You're all the way off base here. If you get to tell your buddies, you get to go to the family reunion, you get to tell people 20 years from now because your football career might not go past high school that, oh yeah, my junior year when I was the third string left tackle, you're going to leave that part out. The third string left tackle for St. Thomas Aquinas. Yeah, we flew to London to play the NFL Academy.
The hell is that?
Across the pond. I don't know who the hell that is.
You don't have NFL maybe made a football team?
It doesn't matter. I wonder if that's what's going on because they are trying to bring a team out there to London. But you get to actually play in. You get to go
playing
travel
where
the world.
Tottenham Hotspur plays in that stadium, which is a pretty famous place.
Yes.
But those kids don't give a damn about Tottenham Hotspur.
But they will in 5 years.
They would rather go to Magic Kingdom and see Mickey and Minnie.
No,
and illegally drink around the world. That's what these kids would rather be doing.
You're overestimating also the aspirations of those kids. They'd be bored as hell at Disney World too. Like you're acting like they're 12-year-olds. These are 15, 17, 18-year-old kids. I think they would enjoy a trip to London over going to freaking Epcot.
What is a 14 through 17-year-old kid going to do in London?
Tea parties.
Absolutely nothing.
Tea parties.
Bored out of their mind.
Fish and
That's
chips.
what they'll do. That's Big Ben. All right, cool. Scrolling on TikTok.
They're going to go take pictures outside of Buckingham Palace.
My senior trip was at Disney World. We flew from New York, went to Disney, went to Universal, had a great time. These are all seniors.
Is there a queen right now? Who's the queen of England?
I think there's an old guy. I think
There's
it's
a king right now.
I'm pretty sure there's a king.
They would go see the king.
You got it. Yeah, there we go.
King Harry? Is it King Harry?
His reputation precedes itself.
King
Everyone knows
Henry.
what you're talking about.
Who the hell is it? The royal family's really lost its luster ever since the last person died. So somebody please let me know who the king is. Speaking of kings, we got a very special guest on the other side to settle a score from Unsportsmanlike and making his debut here on Theoretically Speaking. So stick around for that in the happy hour. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. Tina joins us as well. Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
It's a Twin Peaks Tuesday. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge for eats, drinks, and scenic views. This is ESPN 1063.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is Tuesday, August 12th. It is a Top 5 Tuesday. And we are in the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. And today is a special day because apparently over the past, let's say, 32 hours or so, right here on these ESPN 106.3 radio airwaves, there has been a feud brewing. And I like to think of myself as the mediator. I like to think of myself as the guy that gets in there and makes sure that everybody's okay. I used to be an official. I used to officiate basketball. And I was a damn good one. I was probably on my way to being a college in the pros. But I gave all that up right here for Theoretically Speaking. So, CCAT, Tina, I need explanation from y'all as to what the hell's been going on between unsportsmanlike, specifically Pat Costello, and these knuckleheads, Russo and Rizzo at 4 o'clock, who have been putting a bad name and shining a bad light on our radio station.
So this all starts on Unsportsmanlike from yesterday morning, where this was talked about.
From Florida to New York to LA and everywhere in between, be a part of Unsportsmanlike. You got good stuff on your station, send it in. We'll play it, we'll react to it, just like you do with us, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, Russo and Rizzo and West Palm, send us your terrible takes.
They do have terrible takes, I agree with you. They're talking about the most meaningless things ever, those two, though.
Yeah.
Like, they'll break down the Oakland A's bullpen.
Canty chiming in there, not getting any flack.
So that was a trifecta of what that Pat Costello brought up, that Russo and Rizzo have terrible takes.
Yes, Evan did not begin the conversation attacking Russo and Rizzo from our airwaves. No, it was Pat Costello who jumped in and Chris Canty co-signing. So when I brought this to the attention,
that's a national shout out, by the way. So they should. I thought that would make them happy. Tina, is that not? That's a happy thing,
right? I told them that yesterday. This is awesome that you were mentioned on Unsportsmanlike.
It's a nice national shout out.
Russo and Rizzo answered that national shout out this way yesterday on their show.
I don't know who the hell that is. But, fair play.
Colin's having fun over here. Mike, you sound a little bit demeaning over there.
I don't know who the hell that is.
I just love Pat Costello.
Terrible takes. Listen to that program. Okay? Terrible takes. Listen to that program.
Send that in, Christian.
Send that to Pat Costello who doesn't stick with his own.
I kinda
Mr.
like-
Paisano.
I don't know.
All right, who's not going to stick with his
because
own.
you're Italian, you're beyond reproach by other Italians?
If I heard a guy named Pat Costello on the air, I'd give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Now he's going to go after with the last name of Costello.
Does Pat Costello have a phone number? Can we get him on the show?
I think he has a phone number. I venture.
I don't want it. Honestly, I don't want him on the show.
You don't want Pat
I'm
Costello
shutting
on?
it down. He's not allowed on the show. Never. Pat Costello. Hang on. How about this? I'm going to pull my old man. Pat Costello, never again. Let's never talk about Pat Costello on this show. Ever again.
They like their graphics there on
Ever again.
Sportsmanlike.
Yeah,
Are we going to do a
You can have
band
it.
from Russo and Rizzo?
Yeah, never again. Honestly, Pat Costello, whoever the hell you are, fake Italian guy who doesn't stick with his own, never again.
So Pat Costello has been banned.
Rizzo was pissed.
Yeah, he was mad.
I was so mad.
Costello has been banned. Producer working on Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and Chris Canty. 6 to 10 a.m. on ESPN 106.3. Pat Costello has been banned from Russo and Rizzo, who airs here in Palm Beach County, the Treasure Coast, and worldwide on ESPN West Palm from 4 to 6. Not allowed on the show anymore.
They wouldn't even say his name afterwards, Theo.
What were they calling him afterwards?
They called him Pat Costanzo.
Oh, they're getting disrespectful, these knuckleheads.
Yeah.
The George
They're like-
Costanza, essentially.
Yes. It's so funny, too, because Mike Rizzo's like, oh, Italians don't stick together. I'm Italian, and I attack Mike Rizzo weekly, like here in the office. So
I didn't know you were Italian.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let's bring in the
Wait a
Italian
second, Tina,
stallion
your last
himself.
name's Costanza.
Costanza, I
Oh,
know.
I didn't put that together.
Y'all are we getting all kind of revelations here on Theoretically Speaking. How about we hear it straight from the Italian himself, Pat Costello. He's banned from Russo and Rizzo, but not from Theoretically Speaking.
No way.
He is a friend of the show. He is from Unsportsmanlike. And Pat, on behalf of all Italians, what do you have to say for yourself?
That I'm Irish and not Italian at all.
Oh,
Sorry to disappoint Russo and Rizzo, but
Wait, so how did they get your nationality wrong as they were also getting your name wrong and being disrespectful on their show?
I guess I just have a lot of vowels in my last name, so it threw them off. I threw them off the scent a little bit. I don't know. I get Italian a lot, but I'm not insulted that they don't know who I am. That's fair. Most people don't, but come on, I'm not Italian.
Pat Costello, producer of Unsportsmanlike, he's being modest by saying most people don't know who he is. He only has one of the most famous or infamous segments on Unsportsmanlike every morning, where you talk about what you are absolutely over. Can I just ask first, why did you take the first initial jab at Russo and Rizzo? Where did this start from, as we were just talking about sending in segments?
I saw the video that the West Palm Twitter account put out of them talking about Jason Tatum. And the question was, is Jason Tatum the most scrutinized NBA player? Which, no. I don't even think he's in like the top 10 of most scrutinized NBA players. So I saw that. And then Evan threw out like, hey, send in your sound, react to us. And so I wanted to get some reaction from Russo and Rizzo, and I guess it worked.
I was about to say, because I feel like, I think we all agree here, C-Cat and Tina and myself, Theo, we all agree that it's love to get the shout out on Unsportsmanlike. Bad take, good take, whatever you say, like they should have been happy to have the one and only Pat Costello mention them.
I didn't know it was possible to get banned from a show that I've never been part of. I've never been part of it, and Russo, Rizzo, and I have never had a conversation, so they banned me. I'm thinking about making like a jacket or a T-shirt or something. I don't know. Yeah. Has anyone else been banned from that show before?
That's a good question. That's a good question because
if I'm the first one, then they got to aim higher.
I think
it's not even a year yet. They're coming up on a year. I don't think anyone's been banned.
I know. I will say, I think early on, Colin Russo tried to deliver a ban to Evan Cohen. Wasn't that a thing for a while?
I get that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you probably have thought on some days on the winter, like, I need to ban him from this show. I don't know. But no, Pat.
Well, there is someone banned from the show, not by Russo or Rizzo, but by our boss. They brought on a guy to break down the Pope. So we can't do that again. So he's been unofficially banned. Guest that we had.
Theo, you might need someone to come break down the king for you, it sounds like.
Yeah. No, I do. I found out. I looked it up, and the King of England is now King Harry?
Charles.
I looked it up. I forgot it already. I'm sorry. Forgettable dude, this King Charles is.
He's the king.
It's tough.
Well, what does he do? And I'm not going to get into the whole royal family debate thing. Maybe this is a perfect segment for your I'm over it, where you make your verbal complaints. But if I was doing one, I would be complaining about whatever the hell they got going on over there, because I feel like he has no kind of jurisdiction as the king. He's like a celebrity.
I mean, that's fair. We do complain a lot about whatever they got going on with their food over there. It's a disaster.
Yeah, I would not. I would not. I had an option to go to London this past summer, and I turned it down. Not to not go to Europe at all, but I just went to Italy instead because there's a lot of great food thanks to Pat Costello and his ancestors.
Pat, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel discriminated against because of your hair?
I mean, kind of. At this point, I feel like it's just become an ongoing bit on the show about me just finally cutting it loose. I have to. It's not good. It's really a disaster. I got like a whole McDonald's logo thing going on. It's not a good time.
But Pat, here's the thing though. You feel like it's not good. Our co-host Tina here. Who have you had a pleasantry with Tina before?
I think we've like interacted on Twitter maybe, but
Tina is the best, but Tina is at war with bald men specifically. And I'm just when we were booking you for the show to get after Russo and Rizzo, Tina was all in on it. She's like, yeah, like take a hammer to those guys. Let's get them. Like, and then we told Tina, we were like, yeah, well, on one caveat, Tina, Pat is bald. And Tina stormed out of the room.
No.
So what?
I'm not Italian? Is that why?
No,
Tina.
it's not it at all. And I'm not against bald men either.
Okay, so we're the origin of this.
But bald women, different story.
Yeah,
or like you kind of qualified that for some reason.
Pat, the origin of this was we asked Tina to define what the Jets were last year.
In one word.
In one word. And she said,
bald, like Robert Saleh's head.
Okay.
They've got nothing.
So
that's pretty good.
Right? It's great.
It's good, but is that not offensive to bald people?
I mean, I don't want to be compared to the Jets. At least last year's version of the Jets.
This is exactly what we were trying to tell her.
And I do feel bad because Pat, you're not bald.
Not even bald.
You're not bald, Pat.
Pat's not bald.
Pat's not bald.
Pat might be bald in progress, but Pat's not bald.
It's time. You can do it.
So I have a bet going on during I'm Over It. We talk about it a lot. Where if the Phillies don't win the World Series, I'm coming home officially.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
not
all
bad.
down to the Phillies.
So would it be? Do you consider it a win if you cut your hair off? You go bald because you got to keep that. You got to keep on shaving and whatnot, or is that a punishment for yourself for your team not winning? Like, how does that even work for you?
This is what Chris Canty would call a Canty can't lose. Either way, this is going to be a win for me. The Phillies win the World Series, or I finally just do what needs to be done and go bald.
And you have
by the way, speaking of going bald, can we talk about Russo's mustache? What are we doing here? I think we need
get his music
to get rid
going.
of the mustache.
Get his music going. I can't have you making complaints verbally out here without your music because I feel like it puts you into your mood. It is your CCAT is dialing it up here as Pat Costello joins us here from Unsportsmanlike 6 to 10 a.m. Every morning. And you know him from his segment of I'm Over It, by the way. Oftentimes, absolutely love that. It draws a great reaction out of the good people. And it's kind of why we're here today.
Yeah, I mean, I did do basically the entire segment today, ironically enough, on Aaron Rodgers, but mostly on Russo and Rizzo and that Jason Tatum take.
Yes.
Why did they get mad at me for not bringing up the Oakland Athletics enough? The Oakland Athletics are like the 5th worst team in baseball. Why would I care about bringing them up? They're terrible.
They're Colin's favorite. That's the thing. That's the issue there.
Pick a new favorite. They don't even have a city.
I heard you say, though, on your I'm Over It about Aaron Rodgers. I have to address this with you before we actually cue you up. I heard you say that Aaron Rodgers is in a win-win scenario this year with the Steelers because he has no pressure. Like, what? Can you define that take for me there? Because I do feel like Rodgers is like the Steelers' success this year would not be credited to Rodgers, but it would be credited to Mike Tomlin.
That's exactly the reason why I think there's no pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Because if the Steelers are really good, Mike Tomlin's going to get all the credit anyway. He's going to be like, wow, Mike Tomlin, he did it again. If they're terrible, we all kind of think that could happen anyway. So it's going to be like, Rodgers was over the hill. This was a shot in the dark, Hail Mary. It wasn't really going to work. So, I don't think that this is on Aaron Rodgers at all. It's kind of, Evan said it was a free roll this morning, and I think that's exactly right.
Now I understand that take a lot better. You're right, because it is a situation where he has lowered the bar so low, almost to the standards of Russo and Rizzo, 4 to 6 p.m. right here on ESPN 106.3. But that now it's like if he does bad, we're not gonna make a flinch at all.
We didn't give credit to Justin Fields or Russell Wilson last year at all. Everything was like, well, Mike Tomlin can just do it with anybody.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Pat, okay, so your grievances with Russo and Rizzo, I will cue you up here now, and I do think that, again, these are my teammates. I don't want to be in the middle of this, but I did want to make sure, since you were banned, you were at least able to speak to them on their home station here. So, Pat Costello, we can't get the music in with you at the same time, so I'm sorry. But
that's all right.
What are your feelings open-ended towards the great Russo and Rizzo, who called you out and acted as if they didn't know who you was?
Fair. No issues with that. I just need you to remind you, I'm not Italian. I am Irish. I don't care about the Oakland Athletics or whatever they're going to be called next. So we're not going to talk about them. And to think that Jason Tatum is the most scrutinized player in the NBA is true if LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, the list goes on and on. If all those guys decide to retire, then yeah, Joel Embiid, don't even get me started. If those guys decide to retire, maybe Jason Tatum can be the most scrutinized guy. But look, Russo, Rizzo, it's nothing but love. You don't have to hate me, or you can. Either way works with me, honestly.
Do you want the ban lifted if it was up to you?
Only if I'm not the first. If I'm the first one to ever be banned from the show, I want to stay banned because that's just an honor, and I'm going to get a T-shirt made or something.
I think you are the first official ban from their show because they tried. The first time they tried, it was Colin trying to ban Evan, but then he forgot that Evan actually is in position to choose who's on the show in general.
Evan has the Evan Cohen Memorial Studio, and
yes,
so.
You're sitting in it right now.
We have to change the candles every day. Yeah. It's very annoying.
Yeah. So that is one thing that hurt them. So you are number one. You are the first ever banned from Russo and Rizzo, and we're glad that you finally made your debut here on Theoretically Speaking.
I mean, I feel like I've now been adopted by this. This is now my favorite show from ESPN West Palm, including Unsportsmanlike.
Put it on the record. Put it on the record. That was my applause button I had to hit there. I had to get that in there.
Wait, the favorite show from, you kind of qualified that, from ESPN West Palm. You're a bigger fan of High School Game Day or ESPN West Palm Today? There's only one local daily show, so that by default.
The whole day.
Everything that plays on here.
Unsportsmanlike.
Okay.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
He's good people. Pat Costello officially is good people, and he's locked in with the good fellas over here at Theoretically Speaking, and Lady and Tina, despite y'all's feud with the whole.
I don't know. Tina might not like me because I don't have enough hair, but
if Pat holds on and doesn't go all the way and commit to it, will you still appreciate him and consider him a human being?
I'm going to love Pat no matter what he does.
As long as he does not involve shaving his head bald. That's the one condition.
No matter what.
Oh my gosh. Pat, hey, much love and appreciate you pulling up here. Thank you for squashing the beef. Hopefully Russo and Rizzo don't go out of their way to make it confrontational between us and our morning show, man. It's supposed to be all love here.
Something tells me that it's not squashed. I have a feeling that this was not enough for them to be over it. So
we're going to be. Look! Did you see that? Yeah. See that? He dropped down over. Does that happen oftentimes for you now?
That was an accident. I did it on purpose. Yeah, totally.
That's how it does. Well, theoretically speaking, sometimes it just slips out. Pat Costello, appreciate your time. We'll catch you next morning, 6 o'clock on Unsportsmanlike. And again, we'll be feeding you anything those knuckleheads say so that you can be able to prepare to respond.
Appreciate
also,
it, guys.
First question: what does Nuno smell like?
Nothing really, most of the time. It's surprising, I know, but
I thought it was I thought he was going to smell like, I don't know, lavender.
Is that your hero?
Listen, us producers got to stick together.
You got to sniff each other as well?
You're in the same room.
Maybe I've just become immune because we've worked together for so long.
Okay.
So like when you have a cat and you can't really smell the cat anymore in your own apartment.
So the pleasantly smelling Nuno.
Yes.
Thank you, Pat.
My gosh. Pat, thank you for your time. And that was a sweet photo he had. So I understand why you asked the question. That is Pat Costello from Unsportsmanlike joining us here on Theoretically Speaking in the happy hour, settling the beef. I don't think he added in. Here's what I'll say, though. He didn't add or fan the flames at all. He kept it G.
Yeah.
He kept it cool. He kept it love. He kept it rap. But what I will say is I don't think there's enough, sensibility between the two knuckleheads, Russo and Rizzo.
No, I hear him outside the studio right now.
Yeah.
They're yucking it up.
Yeah, and because there was no reason for them to attack him in the first place. So the fact that they are now choosing a fight, I haven't. They're going to put their foot in their mouth in a little bit.
There is nothing worse in an argument when someone leads with the who.
Yeah.
I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
That means you're trying to attack someone personally and not what they said.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And what I'll say to both Russo and Rizzo is any further.
They're not listening right now. They don't listen to the station. So this will go on Lost Years, by the way.
Well, I'm sure.
I'll make sure I cut it and send it to them.
Okay, good. Cut it and send it to them because you're right. They only listened to the part where they knew for sure they were being addressed, and then they tuned out immediately after, as soon as Pat left. They're probably now having a brainstorming session of, okay, how can we further drive a nail into the coffin of our relationship with Unsportsmanlike?
And how do we work in our Oakland A's conversation, too? We need to make sure we hit those points about preparing for 26.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Also, have we given them the update that Pat Costello's not Italian?
I think the message has been received.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because if Mike Rizzo is going to continue to play up and he's not Italian, right? He's a Sicilian.
Don't give him that. He's Italian. Okay? Do not concede that.
He told if you tell me you blue, I'm gonna call you a Smurf. If he tells me he's Sicilian, I got to give him what he wants to be.
All right, fair enough.
I can't. I'm not going to.
Sorry to derail you. Do you think Russo and Rizzo are planning their repeat attack?
Yes, they're planning an attack, and hopefully they stay within the lines. You know what I'm saying? These guys here, man. These guys are different. Maybe they can join us on the Baptist Health Hotline and tell us about what they're going to do. So maybe they run it by us, and then we get them about the paint. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Do we have a cocktail of the day, Tina?
We do. I actually did an Irish cocktail for Pat Costello.
Nice. Well, that would make sense because he's Irish.
Yes, it would make total sense.
And not Italian.
And
Is it a car bomb?
It's not. No. This is super simple, though.
Jameson is involved.
No.
Irish coffee.
No.
A lot of cocktails for the Irish people.
Bailey's in it.
No.
All right, this is
not Irish.
Mike Rizzo wants to call fake Italians.
Yeah.
This is fake Irish.
No,
what the
it's
hell
not.
is this?
There's Guinness in it.
Cody said Costello showed class. That's what winners do. He's
Yes.
right.
Oh.
Yes.
I think it almost is worse for Russo and Rizzo that Costello did not get up in arms.
Yeah.
He kind of like dunked on him a little bit with it.
Oh, yeah. We saw one gentleman that was extremely triggered yesterday and calm, cool, and collected Costello.
Super emotional that Mike Rizzo was.
Oh, my goodness.
Super triggered.
Furious.
His takes are bad sometimes. All of us have bad takes sometimes, though. And
That's
Jason Tatum
okay.
is nowhere near.
And some of us have bad cocktails of the day. Will this be one of those days?
I don't think I wouldn't have this cocktail, but I only did an Irish-themed cocktail for Pat Costello. It's called the Black and Gold, and you've got pale ale beer and a Guinness. You pour the pale ale beer in halfway, and then the Guinness on top,
So it's just
and
two
it
beers?
creates a black and gold look. The other ones weren't that fun.
Yeah, this is different.
Yeah, it's different.
Can you call it a cocktail if it's two beers?
That's freaking gross.
It's just
It was
beer
on the
beer.
website
This
under
angers me.
cocktails.
It's just beer on beer. It's just a little beer. It's two beers mixed together.
I think the
didn't want to
United
do a simple
Nations.
Jameson.
No, the United Nations needs to get involved and remove this from the country.
The black and gold?
Yeah.
I like the name, though. It's like a...
That's
Wale
going to
has a
start
nice
the next
song.
pandemic.
I
Just
think it's been
multiple
going
beers,
on.
multiple beers together is going to start a pandemic.
Yeah.
You don't like
what
mixing
else
the
do you
brews?
do that with?
There's half and half shots.
One of the drinks was like a champagne with a beer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why would you ruin the champagne with beer?
Right?
You know, champagne's good. Why would you add beer? I do like IPAs. You're an IPA lover as well, Tina.
I do like IPAs.
Maybe C-Cat is so appalled because
There was a
he
ginger
can't do
beer Irish cocktail. I was thinking of doing that for you, Theo.
I would have appreciated that. What?
Nothing.
Tell us about St. Lucie Battery and Tire, please.
I'll always tell you about St. Lucie Battery and Tire because they've been saving my butt and fixing up my Sally girl, Sally the Sonata.
Sally girl.
I had some bad tires. They helped me out. Got me 4 brand new tires. We're on the road. We're safe. Then 2 weeks later, a battery issue. My car wouldn't start. Got it jumped. Drove it right to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. I was in and out in 15 minutes with a new battery. The manager, Randall, was a lifesaver. He explained everything to me. Trust the experts at St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. They are not just in St. Lucie County. I know it's St. Lucie Battery and Tire, but they are also in Palm Beach County, West Palm Beach location on Military Trail and Blue Heron, slbt.com.
I could have used some SLBT the other day. I'm gonna get with you in the break. Because I keep on, when you're under warranty, you're at the dealer and all of that, and you're like, I got to deal with the dealer because that's under warranty.
Yeah.
I'm about done with the dealer. I need to come over to the good side.
I almost wish I had car trouble today because it would have prevented a interaction I had with a fast food coffee employee today. Yeah, it got that bad. I would have rather walked.
Begging for car troubles, like that has to be a situation. Whatever scenario you were in,
You would never ask for car troubles.
Irreversible damage to my personality, psyche, and life in general.
Can we address that?
We will next.
All right. Well, let's do that next. Theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3. Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia. Celebrate big during the Freedom Sale at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Get incentives up to $11,000 off MSRP on select new Kias. Drive a 2024 Kia Telluride for just $38,998, or lease a 2025 Kia K4, only $199 a month for 24 months, $34.99 due at signing, 0 security deposit. Plus, make no payments till fall. We'll take any trade, push it, pull it, drag it, and get up to $6,000 over KBB value towards any red tag Kia. Only at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
With approved credit through KFA. Stock number SG005991. MSRP $45,235. 10,000 miles a year. Plus tax tag $999 admin fee. Payments deferred 90 days. Interest accrues. Includes all factory rebates. Offers don't combine. Expires 8/15/25.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSisyes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Mike Rizzo here with the Sports Business Minute presented by the Florida Atlantic MBA in Sport Management program. With college football and week 0 right around the corner, let's take a look at a couple of these TV contracts with college football and the networks. ESPN is the current college football playoff rights holder through 2031 and 2032, which is worth $1.3 billion annually. Fox, NBC, and CBS have a 7-year, $8 billion deal with the Big Ten that started in 2023, and ESPN holds a significant media rights deal with the SEC, reportedly worth $3 billion over 10 years. Very lucrative stuff in college football. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the Florida Atlantic MBA in Sport Management program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The Florida Atlantic MBA in Sport Management program.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Mansour's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Mansour's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
This is ESPN 106.3's Mike Rizzo. Recently, I had the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Michael Stark, a spine surgeon in the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group. When it comes to spine injuries, Dr. Stark says there can be a misconception.
It's broad. Everyone thinks back would just be pain, but that's not always the case. In the spine is all your nerves, your spinal cord and your nerves that come out into the lumbar spine. Problems that you can see with those aren't just pain necessarily. Those are the more obvious, but you can see numbness. Patients can come in without pain, but they may have weakness in their leg or in their arm. And that may be from a pinched nerve that's higher up in the spine somewhere. So those are usually more alarm type symptoms where I would say you need to get evaluated. But it could also be something simple like a muscle strain or pull where it would end up with back pain or tightness that could result in symptoms prompting care.
That's Dr. Michael Stark with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362 or go online to pbhnphysiciangroup.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Hey, Culligan man!
Summer's officially here.
All right, you're a little late, dude.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
It's almost officially gone.
Summer's almost gone.
There we go.
Hey, Culligan man!
The temperature's still hot, though, man. It's still hot outside. It's still super duper hot. And I don't want you to get caught up like others do and trying to quench your thirst with some water that's packed with pharmaceuticals, toxins, those mystery floaties that can get into your water. Those things, Florida has some of the worst water in the nation. I talk about it all the time, and it's true. You can look it up. Culligan water can help you experience a more refreshing taste when you pull some of that water out of the faucet. That's what they use. The reverse osmosis system, it is seamless. It goes under your sink. You don't see it at all, but you do taste the difference when you pull that water out of your faucet. Also, Culligan does have other products that can help you out. Water softeners. You can also just try Culligan for $10 a month, especially during these hot months. It is the place to go to. They have been servicing more than just Florida, really the nation, since 1936. This is a company that knows water, and water is essential to your body. So check them out. Get a free water test. They'll come into your home, tell you what's in your water and how they can help you solve for it. Culligan.com. Go to Culligan.com, sign up, get yourself a free water test. Tell them Big Teddy sent you. It's the happy hour. It's Theoretically Speaking. That's Tina. That is CCAT. We just got off with Pat Costello, producer for Unsportsmanlike, 6 to 10 a.m. right here. He was a gentleman and a scholar. He did not overstep any boundaries. He kind of played it like Evan Cohen would play it. Is Evan rubbing off on my guy, Pat?
I don't know if Evan would play it that way. I think Evan would
Down the
go
line.
full-forced anti-Russo and Rizzo.
You're right. I guess you know what? You might be right.
Maybe because they are Russo and Rizzo.
That's what I was about to say. I think that has more to do with his relationship with them than it does how he would handle a quote-unquote beef.
Okay.
Because Pat Costello has no relationship with Russo and Rizzo. And for Evan, Tina knows Evan better than you and I both.
Yes.
That was very Evan-esque, the way he played it. Cool. Took the high road. Accepted all of the, who's Pat stuff that they did. That's Evan. That's Evan through and through.
I know. I kind of think that Evan would go he has obviously not beef, but a relationship with Russo and Rizzo, so maybe go a little bit more into them. But I think too, Pat was just making a take. We talk about people's takes that we don't like, and they're not talking about that we're banned from their show and who are we. So I appreciate the way that Pat went.
Cool guy.
Yeah.
Not Irish. Or not
Italian.
Not Italian. He's
Certainly Irish, yeah.
Certainly Irish.
Very Irish.
Proud of his Irish heritage. He wore a green shirt.
You know, Theo, it kind of sounds like you're doing the what would Jesus do with Evan right now. What would Evan do? I'm on a radio show, and I am being attacked by another radio show. What would Evan do?
No. I know what Evan would do, and it seems like that's what Pat reminded me of because he played it down the middle. He was not an aggressor at all. But then at the end of the day, he was never an aggressor.
I got a story. You want to hear it? I mean, like, if you don't want to...
No. Of course I want to hear it. I thought you were going to say something.
I want you to beg.
Okay.
Please, Cat. I want the story.
Don't look at it. You say it, T. I can't respond to him saying I want you to beg.
He said, nope. I'm not saying
We say something else.
All right, you're going to get the story.
Okay.
Played golf this morning. So my route to work was different than it normally is from my apartment. I get the same coffee every single morning. Iced coffee, 3 caramel, 5 cream.
That is...
Same thing every single time. I get it from this chain coffee joint. They've got a bunch of locations, so it's not that hard. Usually I get the correct ratio, and I never have a problem, so I find comfort in that. So this was a road game, however, because this was a location that I have not been to before. I'm already a little bit uneasy. Got to put the mobile order in ahead of time, so I'm cashing in on some of the points I get in the rewards app for the chain coffee joint. Hey, no line at the drive-thru. That's a win for me. Mobile order for Christian. You can pull right up. All right, sweet. Drive-thru person tells me to go forward. Nice and easy, smooth sailing. I've done this 1,000 times. No problems yet. Get to the window. They handed my coffee. Of course, I'm a kind guy. Very respectful. I don't just take it and drive away. I don't just take it, say thanks, and drive away. I don't just take it, say thank you very much, and drive away. I say, thank you, sir. I drive away. But while I drive away, very slowly, of course, you're in a parking lot, in the corner of my left eye, I notice that was not a man. That was a full-fledged woman that I just called sir.
How could you tell it was a woman? You saw hair?
There was no ambiguity.
Whoa, hold on.
That's a big word for Elmo.
Well, there was no what? There's no such thing as that word you used.
There was no gender ambiguity here.
Okay.
That was a full-fledged woman.
Like it would be as if you called Tina sir.
Yes.
People have said she looked like Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
But that's like a thing because Trevor Lawrence has long flowing hair. That has more to do with him looking.
This was
womanly.
A woman that had long hair and every feature of a woman.
Like you could see like a bulge at her chest there, like those breasts there.
Yeah, the bulge was in the right place for this to be a woman.
Okay.
Okay.
Why did you say
woman.
thank you, sir?
I was so preoccupied in being polite that I did not show restraint and judgment into how I was polite in terms of how I addressed the human being that handed me my coffee.
The woman.
A woman who I called sir. I drove away slow enough to where I could have slammed the brakes real quick and go, sorry. But I decided to just let it ride and drive away. So now that poor woman, well, still working right now. That was at like 10:45. Pretty sure she's still on her shift. Is going throughout the rest of her day knowing that this guy in the red sedan called her sir and didn't apologize.
You know what you got to do?
What's that?
Never go back there again.
Yeah. Or
go back and apologize?
Bring flowers.
Oh, flowers solve everything.
Bring 2 dozen roses with a note that says, not only are you a woman, you're every woman, like the song. And then you can have one of those audio note cards that plays I'm every woman in it to reinforce how you feel about her. Call her gorgeous and thank her for her politeness of not yelling at you when you drove off. That's the only way.
What if she's listening right now? If
She's
you're
gonna be
listening right
expecting
now
flowers.
and you are that drive-thru worker at the coffee shop in Lake Worth, please call me.
Yes, 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. If you were the ma'am that was called sir by the cat man.
She kind of had a mustache, got to be honest.
Oh.
If we're being honest.
Oh.
Like, I'm not really fairly representing the situation.
Okay, well, you said there was no ambiguity.
Right. But, like, women do sometimes have mustaches.
How thick of a mustache? We're talking about Colin Russo level thickness?
Not that thick.
Like me? Like my mustache?
Not that thick either.
So you were looking
It's
pretty
like
hard
peach
to
fuzz?
notice the mustache.
She had some fuzz there. More fuzz than a peach, but less fuzz than a Theo.
Like Pat Costello's head?
Yeah.
Similar.
Precisely.
No.
Look at a balding man,
Yes.
what hair he has left. You copy and paste it on her upper lip.
Yes.
And I called that strong, independent woman, sir.
It's like when Kobe had the super duper 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 low cut, but it wasn't bald.
There's hair there. That's not a shadow. You can't fool me.
Yeah. All right. Well, ma'am, you lady,
and you know what?
Please,
out of
Uh-oh.
sincere remorse and apology, I'll pay for your wax.
Wow.
I'll get rid of that mustache. You're welcome.
So now you've gone from apologizing to now kind of
Yeah, now I feel like just backtracking.
Yeah,
you are
you're
just like
offending
digging
her
yourself
now.
a hole.
You're offending her.
Listen, I'm backed against the corner. I'm uncomfortable, and I'm lashing out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
you
you're
are.
mad.
You are.
What?
She
when
did nothing to you.
When did your guilt turn to anger?
She did nothing to me. You're right. Her presence, wrong place, wrong time, ricochet shot, and I'm in the wrong here, and I'm trying to dig my way out. I started by apologizing. Didn't think I was getting anywhere with that. So I went on the offense and leaned in the other direction.
Jeez. We got to cut you off, sir, from the coffees. From the first of all, I'm still astonished. I mean, she should have called you lady how sweet you wanted your coffee.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she should have said, "Here you go, ma'am. Sweetie pie." That's what she should have did to you. Yeah. Gee, six.
Maybe that's what the insecurity is
creams?
coming from.
What is it?
5 creams.
5 creams.
3
and
caramels.
3 caramels.
Uh-huh.
By the way, at this place, it's not like regular cream. It's sweet cream.
I don't know if that's by definition.
It is sweet cream.
It never says sweet next to the word cream
It's
in
sweet.
any of my orders anywhere.
It's sweet cream at that place. It
But
is.
There's a difference between sweet cream and cream at many coffee establishments.
Yeah, but not at this
It
one.
doesn't say sweet cream. It just says cream.
Yeah,
Have you
but
worked there?
They use sweet cream.
Does sweet cream make it worse or
It's
better?
just sweeter.
or-
He's making
Yeah, it's
his,
a lot of sugar.
I don't put sugar in the coffee, though.
Yeah, you
Well,
don't
you
need.
have caramel and you have sweet cream.
You got 3 pumps of caramel and
See,
5
we've
pumps
never
of sweet
established
cream.
that it's guaranteed sweet cream.
Okay, well, we have cream and caramel. There's sugar.
Somebody in the YouTube chat at ESPN West settle this debate. I'm not going to say the name of the establishment, but I will say a sharpshooter from the Miami Heat, white dude. They say he looks like a character off Jimmy Neutron. It might be his first name. If you know whether or not the cream is sweet at at this coffee shop, let us know at ESPN West Palm or 888-760-3776. Wow.
I knew that that Seacat was playing golf this morning because I had texted him a picture that I got back from Top 63, and he responded at 6:30 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like, whoa. I was like, Seacat is golfing today.
only reason why he's
he
up.
is awake
Yeah.
very early.
He's in bachelor pad right now, so he's nothing to do with his time but golf.
Just got to golf.
Watch some
Just
Lost.
got to escape my thoughts and feelings.
888-760-3776. If you are the woman who got called sir, or if you have a good solution for Seacat on how to make it right, outside of him telling her to get a wax to her mustache, let us know on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. 888-760-3776. We need to get to the other side here. It's the happy hour. That's Tina. That's Seacat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Looking to elevate your brand? Whether a small business, a nonprofit, or a national event, Team IP has you covered. Our corporate and digital divisions offer custom apparel, promo products, and POD e-stores with no inventory, no warehousing, and no fulfillment hassle. Just thousands of brands and options at your fingertips. We're proud to be partners of ESPN West Palm, and we're ready to be on your team. Visit teamip.com, where teamwork makes the dream work.
As a law enforcement officer, safe roads are one of my top priorities, ensuring everyone can get home safely each day. Some never will, due to aggressive driving, being distracted, or speeding on the roads. And too often, that results in the toughest part of my job, and the longest walk in my life. I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
9 people will be killed on our Florida roadways today. Don't let it be you or a person you love. Buckle up every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I will say this, man. I have a soft spot for people who are able to at least stand in the pocket and take the heat. So our guy Pat Costello pulling up from Unsportsmanlike, and him, despite being banned, pulling up on this show, theoretically speaking, and confronting the drama that Russo and Rizzo brought to him. Gotta respect that. Gotta respect that. Also gotta respect when people are taking care of their health, taking care of their bodies. I feel like there's a lot of ways to do that. Tina, you take care of yourself. What are you fueled by?
The only way I'm able to go to the gym 5 times a week is from what I'm using as supplements and the protein powder and creatine. And, sometimes I need a little more energy at the gym, pre-workout. Yeah. I get that all from VitaCost Sports Certified Marketplace. Whether you're prepping for a race, grinding at the gym, or just trying to be a little more health conscious, VitaCost is your go-to for leveling up your game. Their new Sports Certified Marketplace has over 400 performance-enhancing supplements, all certified free of banned substances to help you level up your game. Visit VitaCost.com and use the promo code ESPN20, ESPN20 for 20% off your order. Level up your game at VitaCost.
So where are y'all going to watch the Taylor Swift appearance on New Heights show tomorrow, 7 p.m.?
Why don't you sound so excited about that?
Read my mind. I was about to interject with that.
Wow. That's what I'm saying.
Are you not excited? I don't think she really does interviews.
I don't think so either.
So I think this is kind of crazy.
This is big.
Yeah, this is big.
So
big
do anything for her boo.
I was about to say, though, it's kind of like, so, my wife, she went to the Beyonce tour, the Cowboy Carter tour, the stop in Houston where Beyonce was actually in the car and almost fell out and had to stop the show and all of that. And she talked about how she was mad Beyonce didn't bring anybody out because apparently on certain tour stops, she did bring people out. And when she was listing off the names of folks who Beyonce brought out to perform, she named Jay-Z. And I'm like, well, that doesn't count. That's her husband.
I think it counts because you're buying a ticket for Beyonce and all of a sudden.
I don't think that counts.
That is just so easy. It's like, hey, instead of attending and being backstage, just perform tonight. He's like, all right.
It's just, but that's good for the crowd. It's not shocking, but it's awesome.
It doesn't feel like
no.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like.
Count that as a guest.
So you think that Taylor Swift is not counted as a guest on New Heights?
I don't count this as her being a guest on a podcast when it's your boyfriend. It's not fiance yet. Yeah.
No.
When it's your boyfriend's podcast, it doesn't count.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. That's not a real interview. That's not a real podcast interview if you're doing it with your boyfriend's show.
Well, it's not like she's going to a bunch of football games before this relationship.
What is it? It's just like an appearance?
Yeah.
Oh, you think she's... What if, because they teased it already and she's got an album coming out, what if she only pops on there for 5 minutes just to talk about the album and leaves?
That's true. You get the podcast download. You can't...
Wow.
You can undo that. I don't think the numbers register that.
The Kelseys have the number one podcast, I think, right now in sports. She's one of the number one draws in music. This is probably going to be the single most downloaded episode in podcast history.
Sports podcast history.
No, but it's Taylor Swift fans are going to download
Swifties?
it too.
I don't know. Listen,
what do you think is the most downloaded podcast? I mean, of course, theoretically speaking, is doing numbers, but we ain't that big, dude.
Rogan Trump. That's the answer.
Yeah. Well, they watched it on YouTube. I don't know if they downloaded the audio on. It's a lot of YouTube watches.
Spotify.
You're right. You might be right. All right. Yeah. But it will compete. It will compete. Russo and Rizzo next. Go in love, go in peace, go in joy. Be nice to Pat Costello.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet, home of Inter Miami, Miami Heat, and the Miami Dolphins. Catch all the action and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. Wager terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMITTED.
This is ESPN 106.3's Mike Rizzo, and recently I had the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Curtis J. Keppert. Dr. Keppert is an orthopedic surgeon who specializes with injuries in the shoulder, elbow, and knee. And Dr. Keppert loves getting an athlete back to 100% and where they need to be.
Just their desire to get back to, the thing that they love to do.